It's Bloody Sunday, so we'll see what happens. Everybody, we all want to buy more XRP. I got great news right now. What, Oscar? What happened? No, just the price. A lot of people always ask me in the comments, when's the best time? When's the best level? When's the best price? Just today, we just reached a really important injunction right here with the price. Now, I'm following my friends at Stockman Analyses, and I want to read this to you guys. You already can see the trend, which is this one. And I was asking myself, like, do we have something like that for XRP? And here it is. XRP is also somewhat following that pattern where we went from 340s to 60s or so. The reason why I'm literally crossing this, because this was the time when Trump posted on Truth Social XRP, Cardano, and Solana in the US Strategic Reserve. So I don't mind cutting here because that was an artificial pump. That was a manufacturer pump. So it was not something else. It was just Trump pumping us, right? Which was pretty nice. But you can already tell that it pumped and dumped. So, but we also saw the price ceiling on March 20th. And right now, even though we didn't touched it right at around 226, but this happened in the last couple of hours. So price prediction right here. Are we gonna continue dropping or start dropping because we already touched the ceiling? Well, that's a question that I want to answer, right? I want to help you find it. Tell me in the comments down below what you guys see, because you can already tell we touch, we come down, we touch, we come down, we touch, we come down, and we're touching right now. And as it says right here, check this out. When we break this trend line with conviction, that's not just another pump. It is potentially the start of the next leg up. And you and I want to see the next leg up. So drop a like, fam, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notification bells. Welcome back. Oscar here, giving you the best, the latest of what's going on, because we also have the news when it comes to tariffs, when it comes to the trade war, when it comes to what Donald J. Trump and his administration are going to do. The latest, Chief Kevin Hassett says 130 countries are now negotiating with tariffs deals in the United States. You and I know that the reason why we are being dropping and dropping and dropping from 177 to 160 or so on Monday, it was just this week, it's because of tariffs, right? It's nothing has to do with Ripple, committing fraud or scamming, or XRP being a bad investment. No. On the contrary, right? I mean, everything right now, it's pretty nice. We've seen really good news, even for the ETF with the SEC pausing the Ripple case and potentially soon dismissing that Ripple case versus the SEC. So right now, the only question remains, well, when are we going to see the next leg up? That's it. That's all it is. So appreciate you guys stopping by. And now, we have some levels of support right here, which we are watching very, very, very closely. But I also want to know, when is the time to stop being bearish? What do you mean, Oscar? Well, in the comments and in all my communities, people are bearish. People want to see the prices bleed until it's like 1 cent. I don't know why. It always happens. People don't like XRP. People don't like crypto. People don't like me. You go figure that one out. But I'm going long, right? So I don't care what fothers say. We're going to be buying the dip. So 141 November, after the election win, we haven't seen that. This is $1.10. We haven't seen that after 5 months, which has been pretty nice. But just take a look at the trend in the daily for XRP. And before the whole talk about tariffs, the price was in the 3s. Before Trump was inaugurated, the price was in the 220s. After Trump won, 250s. And when we finally started to see the tariffs and all the mess, that's when we started to see the price go down, right? In the meantime, we saw the Trump post of the strategic reserve. We saw some news when it comes to the Ripple case and just any other type of rejection from the bottoms, right? One of the biggest mistakes will be that if we don't analyze an incoming drop and we keep buying here, we could potentially find ourselves buying the top of the next crash. But now, are we heading into better territory or worse territory? Well, the worst territory, I don't see it, because right now people know that the Fed is probably gonna pause or cut. It's leaning more to a cut based on what everybody wants. But even if they pause, it's still okay. We can wait till June. But right now, we're still respecting this level of the twos. We can do that. The price of XRP can possibly reject the $2 and get a strong presence right here. I mean that we don't go lower than that, because we're nearby, right? We're close. It's not like, oh, okay, it's over. We're never going to see that. And if you see those levels and say, okay, I maybe want to jump in and buy the dip, click the first link down below right now, fam, and join my awesome community. We got hundreds and hundreds of people already trading on BTCC. The link will take you to this website where you can sign up in a few seconds. Guys, do a bunch of great trades. No KYC, no VPN. You don't have to KYC. I'm not KYC there. And 40% lower trading fees and more bonuses. What I'm doing right now in my positions is all of them were pretty green yesterday, but now with some of the rejections. Why the rejections? Because exactly what I'm telling you. Because we touched a nice resistance, or the way they call it, we are at a critical junction, testing both descending trend line and finding support, right? So one green week doesn't make it a trend, but here's what actually matters, right? So the compression zone is setting up for a big move. Might seem some turbulence of 80,000 or so. Keep cash on the side, but ready just in case. Smart money watches structure, not headlines, right? So the way they're telling us is that, hey, we're once again reaching the top. If we come down, just know that it's normal. It's absolutely normal. But once we pass this, with Bitcoin 85,000, 86, 90,000, that's it. That is the exact breakout that we've been waiting for. Then what will that mean for XRP, guys? It will mean that probably XRP is going to leave the 220s and it's going to be heading to the 250s. And if we start heading to the 250s, well, that's finally the trend line that's going to change everything. And we're possibly going much higher. Plus, we got news for the ETFs. We got news for the Ripple case. We got news from Ripple. We got news from partnerships. We got news from BlackRock. We got news from everybody. So there's not a lack of great news for XRP, for prices, and for hype. You see? So, guys, hopefully this makes sense for what's ahead. Obviously, nobody knows. Absolutely nobody knows what's going to happen. As I told you before, Trump can wake up on the wrong side of the bed and say, you know what? I hate everybody and let me put a tariff on everyone and you guys swallow it. And obviously we're going to come down. Or he can wake up in a really great side of the bed and say, you know what? I'm going to loosen up with the tariffs. And I've seen China wants to cut a deal, because that's what they've been teasing. They've been teasing, right? China's like, come on, man, cancel the tariffs. And Trump is making exceptions, right, from some products right here. So President Trump exempts smartphones, computers, and chips from the tariffs, including those imported from China. What Donald J. Trump, it looks like he wants is just to cut a deal in China. It's not giving up easily, right? But Donald J. Trump is getting a bunch of calls right now from all industries saying, hey, dude, you're killing us. You're killing us. Because who pays the tariffs? U.S. citizens. Here, us, we pay the tariffs, right? So yeah, that's how tariffs work. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Join me here on BTCC. It's going to be a pretty cool ride, right? But we'll see. Brand new week. Bloody Sunday, so get ready with some cash on the side. Peace.